Hey, campers! Hey, campers, welcome back to the one and only depression episode here. I'm your therapist, Zachary, and I'm really sad all the time.
That was so sad.
No, welcome to Camp Insomnia!
Oh my God.
Well, we are sad. We're going to give you some laughs. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Camp Insomnia. I am your head camp counselor, Zach.
And I am your head camp counselor, Devin, trying to put my head back together from that. That was something.
You know, we got to start. We got to shock our campers. You know, we got to make them giggle a little bit.
Damn, you're already giving them like a spoiler alert.
Oh my God, does it have to do with depression?
I mean, it's really sad.
Okay, well. You ready? It's so much fun.
Oh my God.
For anybody listening, this is your first episode. Welcome. We are a very chaotic duo, and we are here to tell you true stories about the paranormal and true crime.
Yeah, and it's not always sad. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's not always sad. We try to make it lighthearted as much as we can, because they're all pretty scary.
Yeah, pretty scary. Sometimes sad. Sometimes a little bit of everything. You never know.
Exactly. But campers, I don't know if you can tell, you probably can't, but Devin and I are in the same room right now. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. Everybody go, ah. Yeah, I'm on vacation here in California, all the way from Canada, visiting, and we're going to record a couple episodes for you guys while we're in the same place.
Looking at each other, not over a screen.
Looking into Devin's beautiful poop-colored eyes.
Shut the fuck up! Just because you have pretty green eyes.
Oh, I have shit green. So
you do not.
I have that kind of green where it's like you just eat a lot of spinach and you go to take a poop because you eat too much spinach. And you're like, oh wow, that's a pretty spinach poop green. Those are my eyes.
Not even.
And there's gold flakes in it because you had like gold flakes on your spinach because you were bougie that night.
Okay, well, how do you explain the blue then?
Syphilis. No.
You're stupid.
Anyways, campers, yeah, so we are here back around the campfire. Sorry we took such a long hiatus. Just like before, I was wrapping up Sonic the Hedgehog 2 because I'm an animator on that show. We just finished production wrapping. It was supposed to wrap a long time ago. Then it just kept going and going.
Oh my God.
And going. No matter how much we wanted it to stop. But it's over now, and the movie comes out in a couple weeks on April 8th. You guys will be able to see it in theaters, but we just finished, so now I have so much more free time, and I'm not working 72 hours a week.
Yeah, and I mean, and you know, you got to finish, and then we went on our little vacation here in California. Been doing a lot of craziness, and you know, now podcast. So.
Exactly.
All the things. All the good breaks.
All the good breaks, yeah. So this past week, we've been hanging out, having a good time. And we went to Disneyland. We went to Universal. We went to some spooky stuff with like this pop-up shop that had like horror-themed items and stuff. I got a t-shirt. And what else we do?
Yeah, we ran around LA a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done a little bit of everything.
Everything, yeah. Just about, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and the last time I was here in California, you guys, was about, like 3.5 years ago? Mm-hmm. So it's been a long time since I've been home. Yep,
so it's been a long time since he's been in California, and then it's been a year since you and I have recorded face-to-face.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Damn. Well, campers, this is a great episode for you guys. Hey. Now we're back together.
Yes.
For these next couple episodes, we'll be recording in the same room, looking at each other, and having fun.
Yeah.
And you guys are along for the ride. As terrifying and as sad it may be.
Yes. Exactly. It's okay. Okay.
So for our first episode back, Devin has a chilling tale. But before we can get into that, without further ado, we haven't done this in a while.
Oh yeah.
Let's gather around the campfire.
Oh, that was so sweet. I like the sweet one. That one.
Yeah, not like the super like, welcome to the...
Yeah, seriously. But anyways, yes, now that we're gathered around the campfire, go ahead, grab your blankies, grab a buddy, snuggle up, and stay, warm. And let's see, tip for camp.
What's a good tip? I know nothing about this case you're about to talk about.
Exactly.
I'm in the dark.
Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Okay. Okay.
So watch out for them hoes at camp. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Look out for them hoes that want to try you at camp and want to come fuck with you. You want to keep them a little closer.
And if you feel unsafe, let us know so we can get it taken care of. We'll tell mom. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll tell mom. Mom will kick their ass. I mean, mom will give them a stern talking to.
Yes, exactly.
We'll
They
give them
won't
a
be
stern
sent into the
talking
woods.
to with the back of her hand. I mean, with call to their parents.
We weren't abused as children.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't. Yeah, Mom, you didn't abuse me.
Oh my God.
No, she didn't abuse me.
She did not.
She abused me
She
with
did
her love.
Yes. Oh, that's cute.
That's cute. Except when she pinches my cheeks real hard and she's like, "You're so cute." Oh my God, I'm bleeding.
Oh my God.
That's not true. That didn't happen. No one call CPS. Wait, they can't. I'm too old.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's crack into this. Sorry,
Yes.
going on a tangent.
All right. So this case I named the tragic death of Shanda Sharer. Love, jealousy, and murder.
Ooh, wait, how do you say him? Shasta Sharon?
Shanda Sharer.
Shanda Sharer?
Sharer.
Sharer.
I believe I'm saying that right. Sharer. Sharer.
Sharer? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
That's how I would pronounce
Shanda
it.
is for sure, right?
Yeah, Shonda for sure. Like Wakanda, Shonda.
Yeah,
Shonda
there we
from
go.
Wakanda.
All right. Stupid. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, this incident occurred back in 1992 in Madison, Indiana.
Okay.
Unlike the other cases we've covered where it's only been like one person committing the crime or murder or whatever, this case involves 4.
Oh.
And they're very young.
Oh.
They're between the ages of 15 and 17.
Wow, yeah, so very young.
Yeah. So the 4 of them, all girls, their names were Melinda Loveless, which is a very popular name in the murder culture. She's
Really?
very known now. Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't realize it as much until I started getting into it more, and I was like, oh shit, she really is. She's a very out there. Anyways, so Melinda Loveless, Lori Tackett, Hope Ripley, and Tony Lawrence.
They're very distinct names. Those are quite cool names.
Yeah.
Especially Miranda Loveless.
Yeah, Melinda.
Whatever.
Melinda Loveless.
Melinda.
And it's kind of a weird coincidence because her last name's Loveless, so.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting.
Foreshadowing of her future.
Ooh. So yeah, so the main things between all of them though is they kind of like the things they had in common is they kind of all had rough backgrounds and rough upbringing, so they all kind of shared that together to come together in an interesting way.
Okay.
But let's talk about Shanda a little bit.
Okay.
So just a little bit of background for her. So she was originally born in Pineville, Kentucky in 1979 to her parents, Stephen and Jacqueline. Her parents eventually divorced when she was pretty young, probably around her like preteens. And then her mom, I know, always unfortunate when you can also remember it.
Yeah.
So then her mom, Jacqueline, and Shanda moved to Louisville, Kentucky for a bit. And so while she was out there, Shanda was very fond of sports. So she ended up joining cheerleading, volleyball, and softball in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah. Eventually her mom got remarried, but then divorced again sometime later.
Wow.
Yeah. But after the second divorce in 1991, they moved to New Albany, Indiana, where she continued middle school in a Catholic school, and then she joined a girls basketball team. Yeah, so just a little bit about her. Not too much. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. No, just sex that her home life was broken a couple times.
Yeah, and a lot of moving around a bit, Yeah. So now, but let me give you the tea now of these perpetrators. Okay. So, who was Melinda Loveless, and how was her upbringing? Well,
shit.
Yeah, no, really. Oh, really?
Okay.
She has the most that I found, unfortunately. So Melinda was born in New Albany, Indiana in 1975 to Marjorie and Larry Loveless.
Okay.
Her father, Larry, was drafted into the U.S. Army to fight in Vietnam, so the Vietnam War, but he suffered a lot of emotional trauma when he came. Yeah, so he probably suffered from like PTSD and stuff when he came back. But Larry kind of worked on and off in different positions, but he never kept a job consistently. I'm assuming based on this, also just based on his outside character that he kind of displays, which I'll talk about in a minute. Marjorie, so Melinda's mother, she consistently and constantly worked for the family. She was the main income for them since, like I said, consistent.
Yeah.
Unlike Larry. But when Larry and Marjorie worked at the same time, they did have a pretty good income together, and I think they moved to like a higher end of like Indiana or something like that.
Okay,
nice neighborhood.
Nice.
That didn't last very long though.
I mean, yeah, because they eventually end up getting a divorce.
Well,
right?
These two?
Yeah.
No, this is
okay,
Melinda.
Sorry.
This is Melinda.
Sorry, I'm
yeah.
thinking of her parents.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So when Larry would work, he wouldn't share any of his income at all. So nothing for the family. It was everything for himself.
Wow.
So the family struggled hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was doing just fine.
Oh, totally.
What an asshole.
Yeah. So he would buy a lot of personal items. He bought like a lot of like motorcycle stuff, a lot of bullshit just for himself. But he ended up...
What a dick.
Exactly. But he ended up spending all his fucking money and ended up having to file for bankruptcy in 1980.
Ha! That's what you get, stupid fuck.
Exactly. So during these times too, Larry was physically and verbally abusive towards Marjorie, so the mom, Melinda, and her, I think she had 2 or 3 sisters. But he also began displaying very strange like sexual acts. He would wear his wife and daughter's underwear and their makeup.
Ew.
Yeah, like totally just started acting like
really weird.
Out of character. Weird. Yeah.
I mean, it's not weird to wear those things, but when they're your daughter and your wife, and it's just kind of like a randomly out of the blue,
yeah,
wearing them sexually.
Yeah, and I mean
that's a little that's
out there.
little eyebrows raised for suspicion. Like, what's going on, weirdo? Why are you wearing my fucking underwear?
Exactly. And then the makeup and stuff. I mean, whatever. I don't know. But it's also the aggressive behavior that's also scary too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know at one point, one of the jobs he had, he was fired from. I think he was a probation officer because he beat a man, thinking that that man was cheating with his wife for some reason.
Oh. What
yeah.
the fuck does that have to do with him?
Exactly. So then... sorry, I lost my spot. It was claimed that he fondled Melissa as a baby.
Ew, that's so gross.
As a baby.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Molested Marjorie's 13-year-old sister earlier in the marriage, and molested Melissa's cousin from the ages of 10 to 14.
Oh my god, what a fucking sicko.
Yeah. Ooh, I should have put my warning in the beginning. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. We're going to talk about a lot of this kind of content in here.
Yeah, people being sexually molested.
Yeah,
at a very young age.
Rape. Brutal murder, stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm sorry.
So if you made it this far without being triggered, well, you might want to turn back now.
Yeah, because it's going to get worse from here. Just to let you know.
Holy crap.
Yeah. To continue on. So their cousin, Melinda's cousin, claimed that Larry actually at one point tied all 3 sisters, so Melinda and then her 2 sisters, so it was 2 sisters, in the garage. So his own daughters tied him up in the garage and then raped him.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then all these... Oh, you okay? Oh. Little cough break.
Okay,
and then all these statements that are being made, these were all court statements.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but when these court statements were made, only Melinda's older sisters made the claims about being raped and molested, except for Melinda. She didn't say anything.
I wonder why.
I think in my opinion, she still seemed fond of her dad, until he left the family.
Okay.
I think it was more of like looking for daddy's love.
Yeah.
And, having that attachment since she was also the youngest.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they were the only 2 that came forward and were like, no, our dad did this to us. And she was like,
wow.
I don't know.
I were talking about, then she could just be, trying to get daddy's approval, but also just be in denial.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so gross.
Exactly. So Larry's verbal abuse went so far as to firing a gun in the direction of one of Melinda's sisters exactly, to intentionally miss, but to scare and threaten them all at the same time.
Are you fucking kidding me? Intentionally miss? What an asshole.
Yeah. So it's like I'm pointing the gun at you, and then I'm going to put it to the side and shoot. to scare the fuck out of you while I'm screaming at you.
Crazy fuck.
Yeah. Dude was nuts. Larry would also take his daughter's underwear and smell them in front of family members.
So
in front of family members. But get this, just to embarrass them.
What?
He just did it to make a scene.
That's... No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, dude was sick.
That's so fucking gross.
So all these girls, the wife, like they're all getting this fucking trauma.
I doubt the family members were like, oh, that's so embarrassing.
And they're probably like, oh, we need to fucking leave.
You know what? Actually, I think it's 5 now. I think it's time for me to go. It's like, it's only noon. The time. It flies by.
Did I leave the stove on? I think I left the stove on.
The refrigerator's running.
Yeah, something.
I can catch it.
Get the fuck out now.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is where it gets more weird too. Like if it wasn't weird already.
Yeah.
So the parents together, Larry and Marjorie, they would go visit bars in Louisville, Kentucky. And Larry would introduce himself to people saying he was some sort of like medical professional, like a doctor
totally.
or like a dentist. And that Marjorie was only his girlfriend. But here's why he was saying it. He's saying it to lure people to them so they can pretty much like have swinger parties and orgies with these random ass people. And they did that a lot. Yeah, they did that a lot.
I mean, we're pretty like sex positive here. I'm like, you do your thing, but like,
but he's doing it to lie and deceive people.
Exactly. He's doing it to lie and deceive people, and he's being fucking nasty.
Well, and it gets worse from that too, because Marjorie wasn't always okay with this. Eventually, it made her really fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And she became suicidal from this because he was forcing her to do this eventually.
Yeah.
You know? So, like I said, so she became suicidal and she actually attempted suicide a good like several times. Maybe a good like, I want to say 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah. After one of the times she tried committing suicide, I think she was trying to drown herself. Larry was like, what the fuck are you doing? And had people over and they gang raped her.
Oh my God.
Right after she tried committing suicide.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That was his like plaything when he was ready for it.
What the fuck?
As she's trying to fucking die. Super fucking sad.
I'm speechless.
I know. It's sad.
Holy shit.
So after that incident, Marjorie refused to have any sort of sexual relationship with him.
Yeah.
For like a month, okay?
Forever.
Well, she tried, but Larry ended up getting his fucking way and ended up raping her as the girls were right behind the door and could hear everything. Yeah. So everything is happening all around. You know who kind of reminds me of?
Clayton.
Motherfucker.
Clayton from Slaughterhouse.
Yep.
They do the same shit.
Sounds just as bad. Yep. Sounds just as bad. Yeah, except their swinger parties didn't end with
murder.
Exactly. It's just all this shit is happening just to the family.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, in 1986, Larry tried bringing 2 more women back home from the bar, and Marjorie tried stopping him. He was like, no, not tonight. We're not doing this. I can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
And because Larry was being told no, Larry was like, well, fine, fuck you. And started beating the shit out of his wife, beating the shit out of Marjorie. Beat her so bad she had to be hospitalized.
Fuck.
But he ended up being convicted of battery.
Oh, thank God, though. Thank fuck. Well, what happens to the kids now?
Well, he got released. I mean, and back to the family. It wasn't done and over with. I know I'm making this life story of Melinda for a minute. There was so much from her poor life. Her fucking parents were horrible. At one point, Larry and Marjorie tried to make the family like deeply involved with the Graceland Baptist Church.
Okay, well, I guess.
So they're like, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do this more. We're going to renounce drinking and we're going to renounce swinging. We're not going to be these people anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's nice. I mean, if that brings you happiness, if that somehow brings you together, I mean, fuck it, you can try. But I don't know about Mr. Larry.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then I mean, I just feel more bad for the wife because it's like, She's just trying to look for something positive at this point.
She's really just trying.
Yeah.
Her damnedest.
Exactly. So Larry became a lay preacher, which is a preacher who isn't ordained. So
who?
Yeah, I know.
Who said this man?
I know.
Who said this is it? He's the epitome of Jesus.
Right?
He is the one.
Hence why not ordained.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then gets better. You're going to like this one too. Eventually, he also became a marriage counselor.
What the fuck?
In the church. In the church.
Jesus said y'all should have orgies.
Stop.
That's probably what his fucking counseling was. He's fucking sick.
He was fucking sick. Hold on. Look, give me a minute.
Okay.
So he became those things, and then Marjorie became a school nurse. So she's trying.
Well,
she's trying.
Thank God she's doing something nice.
Yeah, I know.
She's probably a great school nurse. When people are hurt, she's been there.
Yeah.
She knows how to fix it.
Exactly.
Not his stupid ass being a fucking pastor, fucking marriage counselor, fucking liar.
This is a weird part though. Like with them being all involved with the church, for some reason the church had Melinda to be arranged to be taken to some like random ass hotel with a random ass man to get a 5-hour exorcism.
What?
The church was like, your daughter's corrupt. She needs an exorcism. They're like, okay, we're going to send her to a fucking motel with this man to get this exorcism.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's random.
I know.
That's sus. What happened in that hotel room? That's what I want to know.
They didn't say.
Yeah, but I can only speculate.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually happened or not. It was arranged. It doesn't sound like it actually happened. Yeah.
Okay, well.
So, good things with the church don't last long. Good things with the family don't last long.
Mm-hmm.
Larry ended up trying to rape a woman during one of his therapy counseling sessions.
Didn't see that one coming.
I know, like you just said.
Didn't see that one. Not at all, y'all.
Because I guess he would end up being too forward with the women, so it would be off-putting for them too. And then he tried doing this.
Oh, God, he's so fucking sick.
Mm-hmm. And, which led to the family leaving the church and taking back their lives of just drinking and swinging.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was going to happen. It's him. It's just him.
Mm-hmm.
It's him.
He ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck. He must have really charmed his ass off to those people, man.
I know.
Oh, my God.
So then in 1990, Marjorie caught Larry being like a creepy weirdo, spying on Melinda and like one of her friends that were hanging out. And so Marjorie just took that as an opportunity to try and attack him. So she tried taking a knife and tried to stab him.
Oh.
Yeah. Tried stabbing him. But Larry ended up like stopping her, like grabbing the knife and got like a laceration and ended up being hospitalized.
Oh, gosh darn. I mean, murder's never the answer, but
yeah.
Gosh darn, he had to go to the hospital.
I know. But after this, Marjorie tried again to attempt suicide. Oh. But Melinda and her sisters end up hearing what she was trying to do or what was going to happen, and they called the authorities to try and save their mom.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Because he was gone.
Well, then not to say it like this. I mean, suicide is never the answer, but think of it this way: as like a mom, like you'd really leave this world knowing that your kids are being left behind with their rapey, abusive father.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know when people are that low and it's just that doesn't matter to them. It's just I want an out.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. And I mean, with how many times she's tried to, really shows where she's at mentally. Sad. So after all this, it's been maybe like same year, 1990, I believe. Maybe a year later, I can't remember. Anyways, not too far along. Larry ended up filing for divorce, and he filed and just left. He dipped.
So Larry filed?
Yeah, he dipped.
What a fucking bitch.
I know.
Because I bet you if she filed, he would have threw a fit.
Probably.
Okay, so he's gone.
Yep, he just dipped out to Florida.
Goodbye. Oh, perfect. Florida's crazy.
Yeah.
People living in Florida, I love you, but fuck, bitch, it's crazy there.
Yeah, Florida's interesting.
Interesting. It's flavorful.
Yeah, definitely. But him leaving did take a huge impact on Melinda. Definitely definitely took a huge impact on her mental health, and she felt like she was just completely crushed, like she was abandoned, like she, for some odd reason, really loved her dad.
Mhm.
But it especially hurt her the most too when he got remarried eventually too. She took that very, very hard. But Larry would try to keep in contact with Melinda by like writing letters to her, but eventually he just cut all fucking ties. Like, nope.
Honestly, thank
No
God,
involvement.
because fuck that guy.
Yeah, but that really fucked her up.
I mean, yeah, fucked her up, but like honestly, he's such a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last thing that anybody needs in their life is a shitty father like that.
Yeah.
Regardless of if they're blood.
So there's your background for Melinda Loveless.
Okay.
So let's talk about Lori Tackett. So Mary Lorraine Lori Tackett was born in 1974 in Madison, Indiana. Lori's mother was a Pentecostal Christian, meaning she believed in the type of Christianity that believed more in like spiritual experiences of God through baptism with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So like the ones that are like, ooh, I can feel the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit's in me.
Yeah.
The demons are coming out of my asshole.
And then, and then they start like talking in tongues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's the whole personal experience with God.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think my mom used to go to a Pentecostal church growing up.
Okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure my mom said it was fun because people would be like, oh.
All into it, into the spirituality.
Yeah.
And then her father worked as a factory worker and got 2 felony charges back in the 60s.
Like nothing. It's 2 felony charges, whatever.
So Lori and her mother never had a great relationship. They constantly argued, and one argument got so bad because one time when she was taking... or when she was either... She caught Lori at school changing into jeans. So that was a big no-no. Big no-no.
Jeans?
Yeah, I guess that because, if they really believe in their faith, maybe like, oh, girls aren't supposed to wear like man's clothes or jeans.
Skirts or dresses.
Yeah, so she got caught doing that. And then that escalated when she came home and they had a bigger argument at night.
Okay.
And ended up with her mother trying to strangle her to death.
Oh.
Yeah.
For wearing fucking jeans.
Yeah, and then whatever else they were fighting about that night.
Fighting about.
But yes, the answer was to strangle her.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Y'all, if your daughter wears jeans and you don't want them to, please keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, literally.
Do not try to strangle them.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Fucking crazy bitch.
Yeah.
But with the toxic relationship she had with her mother in home life, Lori definitely turned into a more rebellious side.
I mean, yeah, she's been kept in this little box. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when she was 15, she became fascinated with the occult. Right.
Okay.
And the lifestyle and everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she would, when she would hang out with her friends, she would pretend that she was possessed by like some vampire spirit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
She was feeling herself with the occult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good for her. As long as she's happy, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't get so good after this with her getting involved in this stuff, because then in 1991 she began dating a girl who would self-harm. But then Lori would self-harm as well, because they were all interacting in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The occult and having it, the culture of it. And, oh, my girlfriend's self-harming, I should be self-harming too. We're one with this, kind of thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Her parents discovered she was hurting herself, though, and checked her into a hospital in March of 1991.
Okay. Like a psych hospital?
I think just a general hospital at first, like just to get her patched up.
Okay.
And then a few days after her release from the hospital, she ended up hanging out with her friends, and I don't know if they were doing cult shit or whatnot, but she ended up cutting her wrist really deeply and was sent back to the hospital. Yeah. So from the hospital, she got treated and then sent to the hospital psych ward.
Yeah.
And she ended up being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and also admitted to suffering from hallucinations since she was a young kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
So,
poor girl.
I know, it's
it still sucks.
pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. Troubled kid.
Mm-hmm.
Troubled kid. After less than a month, she was discharged. And then, because she was technically in high school during the time, she just dropped out of high school later in the year. Pretty much, I think, in like December of that year, 1991. Damn. So she ended up staying in Louisville, Kentucky, where she met Melinda, and they became friends. Later in 1991, Lori moved back to Madison, Indiana, because her father was like, I'm gonna buy you a car. And so she
hell yeah, I want a free car. I'm moving back.
Right? So her dad promised her to buy her a car, but she still spent most of her time back in Louisville and New Albany, because she spent most of her time like running around with Melinda. Okay. So those two were close originally. So now we got Hope Rippey. This is the third girl.
I don't have much hope for Hope.
You don't have much hope for Hope?
Nuh-uh. These last two girls, they got some issues, and I'm like, it's only going to get worse from here. So what's wrong with Hope?
Oh, God. Okay, well, she was born in 1976.
Damn, she was born.
Oh,
already
fuck.
Bad.
So horrible. Horrible. So she was born in 1976. Her parents divorced in 1984, and she moved with her mother and her siblings to Quincy, Michigan for a few years. Just a couple years. Okay. She met... Oh, I think I had a typo here. She met Lori and Tony while living in Madison during her younger, like, childhood years.
Okay.
Hope, her mother, and her siblings moved back to Madison because their parents ended up deciding to, like, remarry and try again with their marriage. Okay. And she ended up reuniting with her friends. She always saw Lori, though, as, like, a bad influence because she was, you know, she's in the cult shit. She's all edgy and rebellious and all this stuff. But I think she ended up joining Lori in all those practices because at 15 she started self-harming as well in her friends group. Ooh. So they were all like doing this stuff together. Ooh. Yeah.
Fun.
Yep. So that's Hope.
Okay.
Now,
wasn't too bad actually.
Yeah,
okay.
Not too bad. And then now we got Toni Lawrence.
Toni.
This is the last girl. So Toni Lawrence was born in Madison, Indiana in 1976. She was close friends with Hope at a young age too. So these girls kind of all started growing up with each other a little bit. Yeah. Unfortunately, she was physically abused by one of her family members at 9 years old. 9? And then raped by a random teenage boy at the age of 14.
God. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with people?
I know. People are fucking horrible.
People are crazy. Oh my God.
So what happened with the rape incident, she tried, going to therapy after everything. But unfortunately she didn't continue with her sessions. She didn't follow through with them. So she was struggling the whole time dealing with this.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So as she became an older teenager, she became more promiscuous. She began to self-harm as well with her friends. And she did have one suicide attempt in 8th grade. Yeah, poor girl.
That's sad.
Yeah. So now you got some background on the girls.
Yeah.
Especially girls. Melinda, because hers was the worst.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So now let's get into our main story with what happens with Shanda, right?
Yes.
Shanda's the main person here, right?
Shanda Fonda Puchanda.
Yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Shanda.
So, as mentioned, in 1991, Shanda and her mother did move to New Albany, Indiana. She originally first attended Hazelwood Middle School and met a 15-year-old Amanda Hirvin.
Okay.
Yeah, Amanda Hirvin. She's important. The two became pretty fond of each other pretty quickly and ended up being romantically.
Oh.
They were in lesbians with each other.
Oh, lesbians.
In lesbians.
Ooh,
Amanda would write Shanda love letters and also very sexual letters. But eventually Shanda's mother found them.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
Awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. So once Mama found those letters, she quickly pulled her out of that public school and was like, no, we're putting you into Catholic school.
Yes, because religion will make you straight. Right. Look at me. Look at you. Didn't it make us so straight, Devin?
Completely. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. So put her in Catholic school to pretty much stay away from Amanda. And she was getting into some trouble and stuff too when she started getting more involved with Amanda. So her characteristics started changing. So her mom was like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
You're going to Catholic school. So here's the tea. Here's the tea.
Okay, what's the tea?
All right. So Amanda is Melinda's ex-girlfriend. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So once Melinda knew that Amanda was seeing Shanda, there's a lot of names.
Yeah, there's a lot of names. Yeah.
She became extremely fucking jealous because I guess their relationship wasn't for sure over yet. It was like a
like
it
we're taking
was
a break.
Yeah, like they always had an on and off relationship.
Yeah.
And then Amanda started getting involved with Shanda, and then she was like, "Oh like, hell no."
That's my boo.
Yeah. So, and then from a documentary TV series that I found on Hulu called Deadly Women.
Okay.
It's originally from the ID channel, Investigation Discovery. There we go. Investigation Discovery.
ID.
Yes, ID.
Yeah.
That's where it originally was from, and it's season 2, episode 1. They kind of cover a little bit of how their first interaction with each other, or not first, the confrontation between those three come about.
Yeah.
So they show Amanda and Shanda were like hanging out outside of the school party that they had at Hazelwood.
Okay.
And they're hanging out doing their thing.
Ooh,
and then and then all of a sudden Melinda comes out and she's like, fuck no, who's that hoe?
Exactly.
No.
This is my girl.
Yeah.
Why you hanging out with my girl, kissing on her, loving on her? It's mine.
Mind you, sorry, fucking Melinda doesn't have shit to say. She was with some other chicky boo too, so like.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
It's the fact that her girl is with someone else now.
Yeah.
Doesn't count. Whatever.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So anyway, she sees them together, and she's like, fuck no. So she runs over and she just gets between them and pushes them, and she's like, why the fuck are you on my girl? Like, what the fuck are you doing with her? What is going on? And then she starts getting kind of violent, and she's like trying to hurt Shanda, and then Amanda's like, girl, run, get the fuck out of here, run. And they just take off, right?
Yeah.
So at this point Melinda's like, fuck this, hell no, I ain't doing this. So she's just enraged with jealousy.
Yeah.
So what she ends up doing is she starts writing threatening letters to Shanda and pretty much saying, stay away from Amanda or I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Well,
she wrote multiple of those.
Well, foreshadowing what's about to come, I feel.
Yeah, I think too she had sent some to Amanda being like, like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing in your mind?
And Amanda, they interview her a lot through that episode, and she's like, honestly, I knew she was violent, but I never expected her to go as far as she's gonna go.
Okay.
So on January 10th, 1992, Tony, who was 15, Hope, who was 15, and Lori, who was the oldest, 17, they drove over to Melinda's house, and Melinda, I believe, is 15 as well. Yeah. Melinda had discussed with Lori that Shanda, stole Amanda away from her, and she had a plan to scare Shanda with a knife in order to relay the message to stay away from Amanda.
Okay. That's not... No, you don't do that, but okay.
Yeah. So, Tori, Lori, and Hope all three of those girls were friends. They didn't know Melinda yet. So, this is going to be their first time meeting Melinda.
Them, yeah.
So, Tori and Hope, like I said, haven't met them yet. So, Lori was like, hey, we're all going to hang out. We're gonna go do this thing, scare the shit out of this girl because that girl stole her girlfriend. Okay, this is the plan. So
welcome.
So in detail, the main plan was to drive to Shanda's. Hope and Tony would state that, hey, I know Amanda, and she wants to go meet us all at this place called the Witch's Castle, which is like some abandoned little ruined house in the woods. Okay. And just hang out, right? Just hang out, claiming that they know her. So then they were going to get Shanda into the car, and Melinda was going to be hiding in the back seat covered by a blanket and holding the knife.
Scare her.
Yep. And she was going to pop out and scare her once they got on the road. Yeah.
I don't believe this. I don't believe that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
In the slightest.
well, that's the plan that they had.
Yeah.
So with the plan in place, all 4 girls took off, right? They got to Shanda's house. Tori and Hope got out and went to Shanda's house and were like, hello, hi. We know Amanda, right? We want to meet up. Let's all hang out. And Shanda was like, well, hold on. I gotta wait until my parents go to sleep. I gotta sneak out. So like come back at like midnight, okay? And they're like, okay. Yeah, they're like, okay, fine. Like, we'll be back. That's cool. So then they all left and they drove a bit down the highway and they found like a punk rock show. So they just like hung out there for a bit. But I think it was Tony and Hope. They're like, nah, I'm not feeling this. Like, I'm just gonna go wave at the car. They ended up finding some like random dudes and hooking up with them while the other 2 were inside rocking out.
Fun, I guess.
Yeah. And so then they killed time by doing that. And then around like 12:30 or 12, they left and then got back to her place around 12:30.
Okay.
To Shanda's.
To pick her up.
Yeah. But on the way there, homegirl Melinda's running her mouth, saying, like, just ranting and raving about how she could not wait to kill Shanda and all these little remarks. Even though earlier she was just saying she was going to scare her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, as mentioned, they got to Shanda's around 12:30.
Okay.
With Melinda hiding in the backseat of the car with a knife, right? But instead, Lori and Hope went up to Shanda's door because Tony didn't want to go get her anymore. I think she was probably off-put by Melinda's comments that she was making on the way there.
Gotcha.
Like, oh, wait a minute, like this doesn't seem right. Hold on, wait, what's going on? So Hope and Lori go up, and Shanda's all ready. She goes out.
Let's go party.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go see my girlfriend.
Yeah. Have a good time.
Yeah. And so she gets in the car with them. As they're driving down the highway, Hope begins to ask questions to Shanda about like, oh, like how is yours and Amanda's relationship? What's it like? How's it going? And as they're starting to make this conversation, that's when Melinda jumps out of the back seat.
Okay.
She grabs Shanda and then puts the knife to her throat.
Oh.
Yeah. So then she's like trying to be scary and intimidating, and she's like questioning her, like grilling her, like, oh, what's your and Amanda's like sexual relationship like? What the fuck are you guys doing? And she still has a knife to her throat.
To her throat, yeah.
So she's doing this all the way up until they get to the place called the Witch's Castle out in the woods. Yeah. And they would poor fucking Shanda, like scared to death.
Yeah.
They take her out of the car. They bring her into that house. And they ended up tying up her legs and her arms with rope, right?
What the fuck?
Yeah. I guess Lori had said, oh, like trying to scare her more. Oh, there's a legend about this house. Like they used to kill people to keep the witches away and all this stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah. So then adding on to that, Lori was like, oh, you're going to be the next one with your remains are going to be left here kind of thing. This poor fucking girl.
Yeah, poor Sean was like, where's Amanda?
Yeah, right? Right?
Where's my girlfriend? Is she still coming? This is all just a prank, right? Haha, prank.
Tie me, please.
I don't want to die here.
Yeah. So then, with her being tied up, the girls start kind of going at her. Hope takes off Shanda's little Mickey Mouse watch that she has on her wrist. And it plays like, I guess, a little tune. So she takes the watch off and the tune starts playing. She starts like frantically like dancing to the tune.
That's psycho.
Yeah. They take off all her rings and all the girls take a ring. Melinda starts commenting on how pretty her hair is and saying, oh, like, I wonder how pretty like Shanda would be if we just cut all her hair off.
The fuck?
Yeah. And this is a weird one too. They had like a smiley face t-shirt in the back of their car and they took it out and they like lit it on fire to like in front of her to scare her. Like, oh, you're so happy. Like, look at this is gonna be you or something like that. Something stupid.
That's stupid. Very teenager-y.
Exactly. But when they lit it, their dumbasses got scared that people from the road would see it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh shit, no, we gotta go. So they like dropped the lit shirt and they went back into the car and then they drove off.
What?
Yeah.
Leaving her there tied up.
No. They took all of them.
All of them left.
But she's still tied up and everything.
Okay, I thought they left her tied up in the house with a burning t-shirt. And I'm like,
No, they just got freaked out because they lit the shirt. They're like, someone's gonna see, so they're like, oh,
wow.
go.
What a coinky dink! I light something on fire, and people can see it because we're in the middle of the fucking woods and it's dark. Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Oh no,
fucking idiots.
So when they were on the road again, they ended up getting lost because they just drove off.
Dumbass.
Right. So they pulled over to a gas station, but they covered up Shanda to hide her. They covered her with a blanket. So Lori went inside to ask for directions, and then Tony ended up making a phone call to one of her friends just to talk because she's freaked out at this point.
Yeah.
Not talking about what just happened, just talking.
Okay.
Like to ease her nerves kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
I think they find some like boys that they know from school or something there, end up talking to them, whatever. So then they get directions, and then they drive up a bit again, and then they get lost again.
Fucking write down the directions.
I know, they're fucking idiots.
They're teenagers.
I think it's Lori that's driving the whole time.
Fucking
so
Lori.
Yeah.
Lori, get your shit together.
So then they get lost again, so they end up pulling over to another gas station, do the same thing, ask for directions, and then drive off again. So they've like stopped a couple times.
Jesus Christ.
So they ended up driving off to some part of the woods near Lori's house in Madison, Indiana.
Okay.
Melinda and Lori got Shanda out of the car. They had made her take off all her clothes except for her underwear. At that point, Melinda began to beat Shanda, like physically beat her. And at one point, she kneed her so hard in the mouth that Shanda was wearing braces. Those braces split her like lips open.
Fuck.
Yeah. At that point, Melinda still had the knife, right? Melinda beat the shit out of her, right? Has the knife, and then tries to slit her throat.
Oh my God.
But it ended up being too dull, so
God.
it couldn't do it. But it was then they told Hope to come out of the car because the other two were still in the car. It was
Why is no one doing anything?
I'll explain why in a minute. Hope gets out of the car and they tell Hope to hold her down. Hold Shanda down.
Fuck.
Right. Once they held her down well enough, Melinda and Lori both took turns stabbing Shanda to death in the chest. Oh, I'm sorry, not to death. They just started stabbing her multiple times in the chest. Yeah. Just taking turns.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So once they were finished, they took a rope and tried strangling Shanda until she was unconscious, right? Then they took Shanda and they put her in the trunk of the car, and they're like, okay, she's dead. Like, let's just go. You need to get out of here, right? Tony's still in the car. She's the only one that stayed in the car.
I'm so shook.
Yeah.
But Tony knows.
You're seeing everything that's happening.
Fuck
So
kids,
let me take a pause here for a minute to answer your question. So in the documentary series that episode, there's like a retired like investigator or something that talks about the behaviors and everything. So she was saying that all these girls are doing this together because it's like a pack mentality.
Yeah.
One does it, they're all going to do it. They're all in it together at this point. So that's why no one's doing anything, because they're technically already all involved and already all committed to everything with each other. They're at the deep end.
Yeah, but it's like it comes to that point where it's like y'all have to understand, like, you're taking someone's life.
Exactly.
You're gonna get caught.
At least attempting so far.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna get in trouble no matter what, but I know you're pissed off that this girl took your girlfriend, right? Or whatever. But you don't need to kill a bitch over it. Like,
look at what she grew up with.
I mean, yeah, clearly. I mean, her upbringing is ridiculously crazy, but it's not worth it.
It's not. Obviously,
we know that.
We know it's not.
And their mentality, mindset, it's, nope, whatever, fuck this bitch.
And I'm, coming at it at also another standpoint. She's probably holding in a lot of rage, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, a lot of everything that maybe is coming out finally and once in her life in this time.
With each stab.
With everything,
what
every beating, every stab, everything she's doing, maybe. Just throwing it out there.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Shanda's dead in the trunk.
From what they think.
Okay. And now they're driving off.
Yeah. So they drive off again, and they get to Lori's house to clean up. And they're rehydrating, they're taking drinks, they're having soda and relaxing, right? As they were doing that, though, as they were cleaning up and everything, they could hear Shanda screaming from the trunk. She's still alive.
Oh, God.
So then Lori was like, all right, fuck this. I got this. She goes back outside with a different knife, like a paring knife, so a really sharp knife, and then goes back, opens the trunk, and just starts going ham on her again, stabbing her to try and get her to fucking die or shut up. Either or. So then,
oh my God,
when she kind of quiets down, closes the trunk back up again, goes back inside, and she's covered in blood at this point, so she washes up again. So now it's around like 2 a.m. This has been happening for the past couple hours. So Lori and Melinda ended up, they were saying they wanted to go on a drive with Shanda still in the car, right? Probably do whatever else they want to do with her. And then Tony and Hope ended up staying behind back at Lori's house.
Okay.
So as Melinda and Lori were driving, they could hear Shanda like crying and making like gurgling noises through their drive. So then Lori would pull over, right? Because she could hear her. So she'd pull over, she'd open the trunk and just
stab her all over again.
No, once Shanda like shot up, but she was like not there. Like her eyes like rolled back into her head, covered in blood. Like she couldn't even talk. Nothing. She had a tire iron in the back of her trunk. So she took the tire iron, Lori did, and just started hitting Shanda on the head, trying to finish her off, right? Trying.
What the fuck?
And at one point, she said she could feel like her have caved in
when she hit her.
So then, Melinda was out there while she was doing this, and Lori turned to Melinda and was like, "Oh, like smell it, smell everything, smell the blood."
What the fuck?
Fucking sickos.
Yes, yeah. Psychos. Locked away. Death row.
Yeah.
Death to them all, as Wendy Williams would say.
Yeah. And that wasn't the only thing they did with the tire iron. They ended up sexually assaulting her with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's allegedly or not. That's apparently what was made in the case.
Okay.
So potentially that could have been something that happened. This went on for hours. They could still hear that she was alive. They would try beating her some more.
Damn, Shanda's a fucking fighter.
She would not die. That girl would not die.
Damn.
I don't know if they would also like keep beating her in the head. They would just keep beating her with tire iron over and over and over again. Yeah. Finally, once it was daybreak, they went back to Lori's house. It's fucking morning at this point.
They're just driving around with her in the backseat, just killing her.
The other girls were like, what happened? Like, what'd you guys do? And Lori was fucking laughing, talking about what they fucking did to Shanda. Like, it was so goddamn funny to torture this poor girl, trying to kill her.
What the fuck?
And I guess when Lori was talking and laughing, she was talking laughing too loud, and her mom woke up and got pissed off and was like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have all these girls over right now? Like, you need to go take them home. Go take them home. It's late. I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. So they all got back in the car and they all left again, right? So they drove to the burn pile where originally they had burned that shirt and left it there. And they opened the trunk and they all just stared at Shanda. You're just like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably just completely red.
Yeah.
Covered in blood, head caved in and everything.
Yeah, she's like, well, she's barely fucking alive.
Fuck.
Barely alive at this point.
Alive still? What the fuck?
Well, Tony was like fucking over it at this point. Tony was like, fine, fuck it. And she just did not want to participate in anything anymore. So she like goes, I think she goes back in the car. Or she goes to the side. She's just like, no, I'm not doing this with y'all. Y'all are fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, too fucking late, Tony. You're fucking involved in this shit.
Exactly. So Hope, having her last bit of fun, I guess there was a bottle of Windex in the car, and she started spraying Shanda. God. All these open fucking wounds she had.
Yeah, it's gonna
and
be
she's
burning.
spraying Windex on her. And she's saying over and over again, like, oh yeah, you're not looking so hot now, are you, huh? You're not looking so hot, are you?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Sorry, you guys. I keep saying what the fuck, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So then they close up the trunk, take off again, and they go to a gas station. Okay. They buy some, like a liter of Pepsi, a 2 liter Pepsi, and they dumped out the Pepsi and they filled it up with gasoline.
Oh, they're going to try to burn the body.
Yep. So they left the gas station and they ended up driving to like a side road, like gravel road that they were on from the route. Yeah. It was US Route 421 to be specific. And they took Shanda out of the trunk. They had wrapped her in a blanket beforehand before they left. They took her out of the trunk, so she was covered in a blanket, and they just poured gasoline all over her, right? Poured gasoline and lit her on fire.
Wow.
Still alive, by the way. Still alive.
Yeah. I figured.
And none of them like being real convinced that she was dead yet. They waited a couple more minutes while she was burning and then poured more gasoline on her to make sure she would fucking burn to death. I would love if that fucking
gasoline just would fire back and would just explode on all of them and just kill them all.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. So they tried doing it to think, that she's going to be for sure dead. So once they were satisfied, they all left together and they went to go have fucking breakfast at McDonald's.
What a fucking eye roll.
They sat down, had breakfast, and were just laughing the whole time about everything they did.
So great. We murdered somebody.
And while they were fucking laughing, they were laughing because they were making jokes saying, "Oh, doesn't this little sausage patty look like Shanda while she was burning alive?"
Oh my god. What the fuck? What the hell? Psychos.
Yeah.
Psychos.
Fucking psychos. So then after they had breakfast, they ended up meeting with one of Melinda's like mutual friends and Amanda.
Yeah.
Amanda. And they ended up telling them about this crazy thing that they did all night. Look at what we fucking did.
To your girlfriend.
Yeah.
We killed her.
And Amanda and their friend were like, y'all are crazy. Like y'all are stupid. Yeah. No fucking way.
No one would fucking do that. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. And they went, oh, really? Oh, really? Here, let me show you. They open up the trunk and you can see like the bloody prints. Yeah. The bloody prints from Shanda trying to like get out and shit. Like her handprints everywhere. Yeah. And Amanda was like, you guys.
I'd fucking run.
She was like, you guys need to take me home right now. I need to go home. I need to fucking go home. And so then when she said that, Melinda went over to her, like gave her like one last like big old kiss and was like, please don't tell anyone. Don't talk to anyone about this. And Amanda was like, I'm not gonna say shit. Because she's probably fucking scared for her life at this point. Yeah,
honestly, she probably thinks I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably think I would if my reaction was Amanda's seeing all that blood and just being like so like just shocked, right? Speechless. I would assume that I would be next.
Right.
Don't take me home. I'm walking home. You don't need to take me home.
I got it. I'll go. I'll take care of myself.
I'll walk. Don't worry about it. I'll get a taxi. I'm not getting in the car with you.
Yeah. These girls were fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
So then later on, so that was, now we're the next day, so January 11th. Later in the day, two like brothers were gonna go down hunting, and they ended up across the burn site.
Yeah.
Of Shanda.
Body. Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck is that? Like a mannequin? Like, what is that? They couldn't even tell what it was. So they were like, this could be something. So they ended up calling the police at like 11 a.m. right that morning. Investigators go over there and they said that the body was totally unrecognizable. They thought it was an actual like mannequin that burned up. And plus, I guess crime wasn't really a huge thing there in their town.
Who the fuck is gonna take a mannequin out to the middle of the woods and burn it?
Hey, I mean, if they're in bumfuck wherever, Indiana, they're probably doing stupid shit. Maybe
they take freaking mannequins and burn them.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. So, yeah, her body was totally unrecognizable. They couldn't even tell it was a fucking human.
I mean, yeah.
So the only way that they could
is dental records.
Exactly.
Yep.
Dental records. But it was early enough that there wasn't a police like missing persons report done yet.
Yeah.
Like her parents were like,
because her parents were like, okay, she's just in bed.
Yeah, or
she
you know, she's still
early.
out.
Yeah.
You know, she's still out with friends, whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later in the day that her parents were like, okay, we need to file a report. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they filed it, and that's when the process started happening. That's when they're like, okay, missing persons, daughter, Shanda, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then they figured out it was her. But it gets better from there because later on that night, Tony and Hope were so freaked out, they snitched.
Good.
They fucking snitched.
They should have fucking snitched from the minute they were doing any kind of shit to Shanda, but they're fucking stupid fucks and didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they fucking woke up and drank some...
The right Kool-Aid?
Yeah, the right Kool-Aid, the good cup of coffee to do something.
Yeah. So they both went with both their parents down to the station and were like, hey, this happened. Here's the girl's name. And the police were like, okay, well, we did find a body. And they're like, yep, that's her. They helped identify Shanda.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine being the parent, though. Like, to any parents out there, honestly, even my mom listening, because I know she loves to listen, what would you do? Like, write a comment. Like, if that happened to one of your kids, like, what the fuck would you do? I don't know what I would do. Like, as a parent, and say you're Tony's mom.
Oh,
right?
I see. Okay, so as the perpetrators, not as the victims.
Yeah, not as the victim. Because you already know the victim parents are going to be like, what the fuck, you know, unconsolable crying, my daughter's dead.
Yeah.
And died in a very horrific way. But being the perpetrator's parents, do you start to think, is it something that I did? I mean, except for what Melinda, because Melinda was our but you know.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Interesting. That's actually a good point. Interesting question.
Yeah. What is a parent's perspective? So if this happened, if you were a parent and you were the perpetrator's parent, how would you react?
Exactly.
Leave
Interesting.
A comment.
Yeah. So at that point, Melinda and like Tackett. Which one is Tackett? Tony? No, Tony Lawrence. Oh, Lori, duh.
Yeah, Melinda and Lori.
Yeah, Melinda and Lori, they were both arrested on January 12th.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So they had enough evidence to put a warrant out also for Hope.
Good. And Tony. Because they're very much an accomplice to all of this. They could have stopped it at any given point, and they did not.
Exactly. So in the prosecution, they were all immediately declared with intentions to try both Melinda and Lori as adults.
Adults, thank God.
Yeah. And then for
the other two, just as children?
Yeah, because like we said, they were more of accomplices.
Yeah, like a standby accomplice.
Yeah.
Drove the car.
Because the other two were the ones that actually physically
did it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, regardless, everybody, they still did something shitty. Mm-hmm. It's not any less than, but fuck.
Well, actually, no. I'm wrong. They were all charged as adults.
Good.
But to avoid the death penalty, they all needed to accept plea bargains, pretty much.
Of course they did.
Yeah. Which they did. So they, during the whole trial process, you know, as mentioned with the backgrounds, they did put that into perspective too with their trials.
Yeah.
They all come from hard backgrounds. They, a lot of them were abused, you know, all that stuff. They have, you know, history with self-harming behaviors, blah, blah, you know, all 9 yards. They described Melinda more as like the ringleader.
Yeah, it sounds like she is.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Exactly. And especially...
She was the one who came up with the whole prank and the idea and everything to begin with.
Yeah. And mainly too because of she had the most extensive history of abuse and mental health issues.
That's true.
Yeah. So Lori and Melinda were sentenced to 60 years. And turns out Lori was released in 2018 and served probation for 1 year.
But she had to serve 60 years. So did she serve 60 years or only half that sentence?
I think only half. Let's do math. So
she was sentenced when?
So she got sentenced, let's see, in 1993.
1993? Yeah, it hasn't been 60 years.
Definitely not.
So she must have been early release on good behavior or some stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's out at 2018. Probation for 1 year, which is not a lot.
No. And then Melinda was released in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. Rippy. Hope was sentenced to same thing. Sorry, I'm like reading over my small notes. Yeah, she's sentenced to 6 years with 10 years suspended for mitigating circumstances, plus 10 years of medium supervised probation.
So supervised probation is it's literally just probation stuff. It's a word of saying it.
So, but on the appeal, a judge reduced the sentence to 35 years instead.
Oh, lucky
for
her.
Hope. And then in exchange for cooperation, Tony was allowed to plead guilty to 1 count of criminal confinement and was sentenced to a maximum of 20 years. So she got the least.
Yeah, she got the least.
She did the least amount of things, too.
Yeah, she did.
She didn't want to be involved in it anymore.
No,
either.
Exactly. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was
but they're all released.
Lot. Yes. Yeah. They're all released.
Y'all, these 4 fucking bitches are out here in the world. Mm-hmm. Watch out for any kind of person named Melinda. If you're named Melinda and you're not this Melinda, I'm sorry.
So Melinda, while she was serving her time, this was interesting. Ended up looking more into this after with my girlfriend. So Melinda ended up going into like a dog rescue program, trying to turn her life around, trying to do good deeds, right?
Yeah, because that'll make up for murder.
Right. And did interviews doing that and whatnot, because she, at that point, she's like the notorious killer of her time.
Yeah.
For that time. She ended up having contact with Shanda's mom, Jacqueline Vaught.
Wow.
And
how?
I think I don't know how the relationship exactly started, but they ended up talking more while Melinda was serving her time. And I don't know if it's necessarily a forgiveness towards her for what she did. But I think working towards that, to have some sort of relationship with that. But her mom ended up pretty much getting a puppy and like sending it into that program. And I think she named it Shanda too. I can't remember. But having Melinda work with that dog specifically.
Okay.
Through everything that's happened. And I think her mom was saying like, I know this is what Shanda would want. She wouldn't want like this animosity or something like that. Work through this. I don't know.
I mean, you're the parent. You mean you know
right.
your daughter more than me, but
yeah.
If I was the one being murdered, I'd be like, fuck this bitch. I hope that dog bites you in the coochie.
Right?
Yeah.
2, if you were to Google Jacqueline Vaught on Dr. Phil. Yeah.
Oh.
Her mom, so Shanda's mother, went on to Dr. Phil.
Oh.
And confronted, it was either Hope or Tony. I can't remember which one. And she goes on with, it was Jacqueline and her sister. So they sat down, those two with Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And then one of those two, Tony or Hope. And they go in. They go in on her.
Good. They fucking deserve it. Be uncomfortable. Oh, we gotta watch this episode.
It's really. I'll show you. It's really interesting. I'll show you a clip.
Okay.
Yeah. They go ham.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll play a clip for them for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'll find a clip. I'll insert it right here.
Woo.
It sounds like she fought so very hard to live.
She did. She did. She would have lived through everything had it not been for them setting her on fire. I had to know for myself everything that happened, and I had the coroner come to the hospital, and I had him explain the whole exam to me. And she had, in fact, been molested with a blunt instrument, and the only blunt instrument that was in that car that night was the tire iron. And he said that had they not set her on fire, she could have lived. She would have had to have a colostomy. But after a time, that could have been reversed. But after everything they did to her, she still would have lived. So, I mean, there were horrible things that happened to her. I mean, unspeakable things.
So they sodomized her with a tire iron.
They certainly did.
Your baby.
They did.
I'm so sorry. People just can't wrap their head around
I know.
that 4 teenage girls could do something so violent, so evil, so terrible to someone they don't even know.
Every one of them had said at one point or another that there got to be a point in the evening where they didn't ask for help because they knew how much trouble they'd be in. So it wasn't about Shanda anymore. It wasn't about how you could save a child's life. It was about how much trouble they were going to be in if they had said stop.
I understand that the testimony was that the last word she was heard to speak was Mommy.
Oh my gosh, that was freaking nuts, man.
Yeah.
That's what those bitches get, though.
Yeah, pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Dr. Phil. You savage.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that is the case for Shanda, unfortunately.
Damn, Shanda Wakanda Falanda. R.I.P., man.
Mm-hmm.
You did not deserve that at all.
A lot of good stuff came out of this. A lot of stuff inspired came out of this.
What do you mean?
Like, it looks like they opened a foundation, a scholarship foundation for
Shanda?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So if you look more into it, you can see like the aftermath of a lot of stuff that came out of it. A lot of TV shows got inspired by this case, and a lot of stuff happened. So you can see a lot of extra stuff. Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
These bitches are out there, man, living their life. I'm surprised a lot of them only serve half their sentence.
Mm-hmm. Good behavior, all that craziness.
Yeah, I hate that good behavior, my ass. Well, they weren't good behavior when they were fucking murdering a bitch.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry, heavy.
Yeah,
heavy
that was
first episode
heavy,
back.
but it's just wild. And Shanda, man, like, you were fighting it, man.
She would not, like, I don't know if they this sounds fucked up. I don't know if they just sucked at killing someone.
Yeah.
Or they were really trying to make it extensive.
Really hoping that, like, Shanda would, like, crawl out of the trunk into the back seat or something and try to get out.
No. At that point, she couldn't. She physically couldn't. She was tied up, beaten too much, like, not conscious anymore. She couldn't do anything.
Damn. Those are the times I wish I could just, like, pop in and just, like, save the day and kick all these bitches' asses and then save Shanda. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, campers, we hope you enjoyed this very scary-ass true crime.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm left speechless right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, yep, you're left coughing.
Yep. There's your also, what, isn't this our first LGBT episode?
Is it?
I think so.
Is this our first LGBTQ plus episode?
I think so. Sorry, for sure, definitely our first lesbian one.
Oh, we haven't done Jeffrey Dahmer yet, have we?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh.
That'll probably be our next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's
why I want to do this one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You're welcome.
Fuck yeah. Shit. All right. Well, campers, thank you for listening. Before we go, we're going to leave you with a joke.
Mm-hmm,
a little joke. And I'm going to play some, I don't know, groovy music while we find a joke. Some like disco.
Oh my God.
Hey. And we're back, campers. We have 2 jokes for you. See. All right, give it to me.
Let's see. We'll be friends till we're old and senile. Then we'll be new friends.
I like that one. That's going to be us, bitch.
Let's see. Oh, and we'll be friends forever because you already know too much.
Yeah, I do.
I
know all your secrets. All of them. And they will die with me. Oh, those are good. All right, campers. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening, and welcoming us back to camp. We were closed for a while. Blame the blue blur.
The blue blur.
Yeah.
I love it.
Or or the blue devil, as I call him.
Yeah.
Sonic. Please follow us at Instagram. Our Instagram handle is
at campinsomnia_podcast.
Yep, and then we also have a what in our bio?
A link tree.
A link tree, and it gives you all the links to everything.
Yeah. All the things.
All the things. We're pretty much on every platform: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. This episode will not be video. The next couple ones we're going to be doing will be video. Mm-hmm. Just for the simple fact that Devin and I look like shit right now. And
yes.
We're just kind of relaxing. But yeah, the next one will be video. You
got this.
But we'll be in the same room, so you guys will see our faces instead of on a split screen. And Devin's lip sync will match her mouth. Because the last couple
oh my
times,
god, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's fine. Oh well. Yeah, campers. And lastly, before we head out, please, if you love me, I want you to support me. Please go see the movie I worked on.
Oh my god.
Y'all, I worked so much on this movie. If y'all don't see it, I'm gonna be real pissed. You better wait to see my name in the credits because my ass worked tirelessly on this. I've been gone for a month from my campers and I've missed you guys.
Yes, exactly. We've missed this. We have missed doing this.
Exactly. Oh, and special shout out to Little Maria from Knott's Berry Farm.
Hey.
One of our favorite campers. We met her recently and we had a good time and we drank with her and we're going to go see a drag show with her tonight.
Yes, and also Camper Ricky.
Camper Ricky.
Too.
Exactly. Woo.
We're going to have a good time tonight.
And Nisa, please don't listen to this with your daughter.
Oh my god, yes. Camper Nisa.
Yeah, Camper Nisa, don't listen to this with your kid.
I love how we're saying at the very end.
Exactly, we should have said at the beginning. Whatever.
Oh well.
Anyways, campers, thank you for listening and good luck trying to sleep tonight.
Yes, good luck. And like I said, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Exactly. All right, bye you guys. Bye.